r/AskReddit. What are some cheat codes you've found in the game of life? Several times in life I've cold called a company to confirm my interview time. I didn't have one prior to my call, but in their confusion and inability to even find my resume, I've managed to secure an interview about 4 out of 5 times. Twice I've gotten the job. You can mute the self-checkout kiosks. You can also increase the volume on all of them just before your departure. Take a $1 bill and flip it over. Now tape a $5 bill and tape it to the end of the upside down single with as little tape as possible to make it secure. Now feed the $5 bill into a change machine. The coin machine reads the 5, gives you quarters, then reads the upside down single, rejects that, and boom, you got yourself a felony. I had a professor in college who, while lecturing, suddenly let out a huge fart. Without pausing, he turned his head as if talking to someone behind him, said Gesundheit, and continued lecturing as if nothing had happened. It immediately diffused any potential awkwardness and embarrassment, and I vowed to use the same strategy if the same thing ever happened to me in front of a large crowd of people. I heard a story of a lawyer doing it while giving a closing argument in trial. He farted, looked up at the judge, and said, "Strike that from the record." Not a cheat code, but an Easter egg. If you ask someone if they know all the words to "I'm a Little Teapot," around 80% of the people you ask will start singing it. Half of those will do the gestures. I'm at a tattoo studio right now and I asked the 300-pound, intimidatingly tattooed owner of the shop if he knew the words to "I'm a Little Teapot." Without hesitation he started reciting it while doing the pantomimes. Impressive. If you tuck a chicken's head under its wing and wave the chicken in a circle, it will automatically fall asleep. It's not a very good cheat code, but it's still a cheat code to get you sleeping chickens. Doing your own research. Especially on the important stuff. You would be amazed about the bad information people use to make life choices. No one stops a guy or girl carrying a pizza. It can get you backstage to concerts. I've always wondered, what exactly do you do once you get backstage? Eat the pizza. My dad worked as a line mechanic and kept his hard hat into management in his trunk. I asked him why, and he said you can go anywhere with a hard hat and a tie. Also, I delivered pizzas, and although I never delivered to a concert, security was incredibly lax when I needed access to areas that were restricted. There was actually a delivery though. Compliment your children with "You are a hard worker and not you're smart." Studies show that kids who think they're hard workers outperform kids who think they're smart. If any website offers a percentage coupon code like 10% off, try higher values like 20% off, they often have them. Get a credit card like MX Blue that is 3 to 6% cash back at groceries. Buy all your items at a grocery store. I'll use Kroger as an example. You can buy normal groceries plus gift cards, Amazon, Delta, H&M, McDonald's, whatever, and get the cash back on that deal. Then, if you time it with their 4 times fuel rewards, you can save $1 per gallon off gas up to 35 gallons. Altogether, the math works out to being 12 to 15% off pretty much everything if I remember correctly. At a burrito shop, get half of one protein and half of another. They usually end up giving you like 20% more, exact science here, plus you get mo flavor. If you go to Chipotle, get the bowl and ask for tortilla on the side, which turns out to be free. The amount you get in the bowl will fill up one tortilla as a burrito and you'd have half the bowl left to eat. So you get a burrito and half a bowl for the price of one bowl. I usually get 2 tortillas at the end, and my friend and I would split the bowl and create 2 burritos from it in the restaurant. We've gotten an equal combination of weird looks and the look of "oh damn, why didn't I think of that?" Edit: if there are any Chipotle corporate workers out there reading this, please don't ruin this by enacting some stupid no tortilla policy to get people like me to buy the more expensive burritos. It's the only thing good in my life. Boxes and clothes. You just carry different kinds of boxes and wear different stuff to places. Want to go to a paid event? Walk around with a large brown box labeled lighting equipment and a tucked-in black polo. Crash a wedding? Walk around with a medium gift-wrapped box and a cheap suit. Get into locked research facilities? Know a name, walk around with a small white box with a lid labeled "Doctor," name you know, and a lab coat. Museums? Carry a brown box labeled "Restoration Equipment and Glasses." Any technology facility? Carry a giant orange box and a hoodie and sweatpants. The box is the key. People will open doors. Use their keycards because you can't reach yours. Allow you into backstage, into storage, Into private personnel areas. People will curiously look at you and ask what's in the box. You will not answer. You only need box. The more aggressive security looks, the more you must look like you are struggling with box. Sweat. Huff and puff. A casual box stroll for lazy guards, heavy steps and dragging to aware ones. You do not need charm, or wit, or acting ability, or to be a good liar, or good memory, or even attractiveness. You only need box. You will gain access to things you never would have dreamed of. Rich is normally locked behind security systems and gun-wielding men and digital cameras. But you don't care about that. You only care about getting more boxes. Introverts think then talk, extroverts think while they talk. Took a class that said if you want to run a good meeting, wait 10 seconds before moving on. Introverts, such as myself, need time to process before they speak. Started running my meetings this way, and I will be damned if the introverts didn't start speaking more and providing really good input. Best one I ever got was a word of advice from my dad: don't go out and try to make friends. Instead, go out and don't make enemies. You'll be amazed at how many friends and acquaintances you have on the other end of this, because everyone will see you as friendly and approachable and will even stand up for you as a nice person. If you go out and try to make friends, other people for no real reason, other than you being friends with said person, will dislike you because cliquish foolishness. 100% true. Edit, just to clarify, this was just before I went off to college. I made my closest friends there. Adult life afterwards does require a slightly different strategy, but this does work in very social places like work, church, clubs, etc. still in my experience. Hide ice cream or popsicles inside an empty resealable vegetable bag from Costco or any other store with large resealable bags. Your kids will have no idea they're there, and you can disperse them accordingly or hog them for yourself without them knowing. Eat fiber at every meal. Stay away from meals with 0 grams fiber. If you are at a loss, eat carrots or celery or an apple with every meal. Avoid colon cancer. The same amount of calories eaten in a day wherein one has the proper amount, 25 to 30 grams, of fiber will cause more weight loss than one with low to 0 fiber. Easier to lose weight that way. Easier to maintain healthy weight that way. Fiber is shorthand for am I eating healthy? If you are getting the right amount, you're almost certainly fine. And better than 90% of Americans. If you're ever trying to get somebody to agree with you, not a lot when you make points and say their first name often. It's used frequently in sales, so on the flip side, if you don't want to be sold something and you notice the salesperson doing these things, you can be aware of what they're doing. If someone is going to complain about you to their boss, or your boss, or call the cops for a noise violation, or something like that, all you have to do is complain about them first and you'll usually come out the victor. In these situations it's way less about who is right and who is wrong, and way more about who lodged the initial complaint against whom. This is known as anchoring. It's very true, and has incredibly powerful effects and opinions. Postage paid return stickers from spam companies are sometimes no limit. Attach a brick to it and send it to them on their dime. Use a spoon instead of a knife to spread stuff on bread. Everyone mocks me for this, but as soon as they try it they realize how much easier it actually is. Create a visible tell for when you are lying, i.e., looking around, scratching your lip, etc. And then drop some little white lies while using this tell, more playful than deceptive, and get caught out and admit it, like move something of then lie about it. No, I didn't move your coat. This builds up the tell in their mind, and they know when you are lying. Then make sure if you ever have to lie to that person, you focus on not doing your obvious tell. Airport parking is really expensive overnight. Take an extra 10 minutes once you get back, walk to the ticket dispenser, print a new ticket and use the new one when exiting. I've saved a considerable amount of coin doing this. This cheat code may increase your wanted level. If a product breaks long before it should have, but outside of the return policy, buy a new one and return the old one in the new one's packaging. I did this with a kitchen appliance recently, fuck Cuisinart. It stopped working after 3 months. The warranty required me to pay shipping both ways, equivalent to half the cost of the item. So I bought a new one, swapped it, returned the broken one. Retailer will send it back to the manufacturer. Slightly unethical, I don't abuse this, but I am tired of buying products that seem to be designed to break. I used to work news and they gave us a large sign to put in our cars that read, "On assignment." This would allow us to park basically anywhere we wanted without worrying about illegal parking tickets. I no longer work news, but I still have the sign. I get to park pretty much anywhere I want to now. When applying for jobs, take the entire job description on the website and copy and paste it into your resume with white color and the smallest font size possible. That way when the computer filters scan your resume you'll have all of the keywords to get past the filter, and in order to get a real set of human eyes on your resume, which is often the hardest roadblock to beat. You get more bees with honey than you do with vinegar. Don't be a prick. If you're in a rut, find a verb to describe what you're doing instead of using the conventional passive wording to describe your condition. Some examples. Instead of I am depressed, try I am despairing. Instead of conceptualizing yourself as having anxiety issues, try I'm freaking out. Instead of I'm useless, try I am berating myself. This forces accountability on yourself, and in doing so, opens up new options. Namely, what are you going to do instead of the thing you're doing now, that isn't working so well? Credit for hack goes to psychiatrist and author William Glasser. As always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, show your support. Leave your thoughts and opinions down below.